For a brief moment, it looked as if Venezuela's long political standoff might end with a single phone call. According to new reporting, Washington reached out to Caracas with a direct and unmistakable message for Nicolás Maduro.
Venezuela to be not a very friendly country. They sent millions of people, really, and probably a number in excess of that. And a lot of those people shouldn't be in our country, from jails, from gangs, from drug dealers, from all of the people that came into our country shouldn't have been in our country, causing a lot of problems.
Does your warning
and drugs.
Does your warning mean that an airstrike is imminent, or should we not read it that way?
Don't read anything into it.
The New York Times reported that you had a phone call with Maduro. Did you?
I don't want to comment on it. The answer is yes.
And can you tell us a little bit
No,
about
I can't do that.
Mr.
Would you
President,
say it went well?
I wouldn't say it went well or badly. It was a phone call.
The U.S. was willing to guarantee safe passage for Maduro, his wife Cilia Flores, and their son, a full evacuation, arranged and protected. But the offer came with one non-negotiable condition. Maduro had to resign immediately and leave Venezuela at once. No transition period, no gradual exit, just a clean, decisive break. U.S. officials framed it as a final chance, a peaceful escape before the pressure around the regime escalated even further. But instead of agreeing, Maduro stalled. As the conversation unfolded, it became clear that he was not prepared to step aside so easily. Sources told the Miami Herald that Maduro began to lay out his own demands, each one far beyond what Washington was willing to entertain. First, he wanted global amnesty, immunity from prosecution for himself and for members of his inner circle, no matter what crimes they might be accused of. Then, he asked to retain control of Venezuela's armed forces, even after leaving office, a condition reminiscent of past political deals in the region where outgoing power brokers kept hold over the military. And finally, he requested more time before resigning, refusing Washington's insistence that he step down immediately. For U.S. officials, these terms were impossible. Amnesty on a global scale was out of the question. Allowing Maduro to keep power over the armed forces would undermine any future democratic transition. And giving him more time, in their view, would only allow the regime to regroup. So the answer was simple: no. With negotiations collapsing, the tone shifted quickly. Within hours, Washington began taking steps that signaled frustration and a readiness to apply greater pressure. The peaceful exit that had been offered was now slipping away, replaced by a growing sense that the confrontation could deepen. For Maduro, rejecting the deal may have reinforced his determination to cling to power, but it also closed the door on one of the most generous escape routes he's ever been offered, one that would have guaranteed safety not only for him, but for his family as well. In the end, the phone call that could have ended Venezuela's political crisis instead became another turning point, a moment where two sides stood face to face, each unwilling to bend. Washington demanded an immediate resignation. Maduro demanded protection, control, and time. And because neither side moved, the standoff continues, with the stakes only growing higher.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.